Hello, it's always yours, MightyZoo. I hope you're doing very well. You're having a lovely day. I hope you're feeling good and we can crack on with this video. I want to talk a little bit about the reroll target guide for new players. So it's mid 2025, it's end of June, and perhaps you want to start playing the game and you're wondering what characters you want to reroll or which characters are worth starting with, and also how many copies you want to focus your account on. So that's gonna be one of the first videos in the series for new players. I know for endgame players there's not much to do and some endgame players are quitting, but for new players you have loads of great campaign, adventures, and this game is excellent and amazing. You'll have a lot of fun with this game. So let's get into it straight away. So let's start with the banners. You have rate a banner, which depending on the champion, you can ignore at the moment, unless in the future there will be like a super broken champion. But this champion, Revenant Merlin, you can ignore because for your early progression, it doesn't really matter that much. Now, all previous rate up characters are being added to the standard banner, but this one is the first one which it says is not gonna be added to the permanent banner. So worth to remember that for the future banners. Now, special summon banner. So this is our standard banner. It changed a lot. So we used to it used to be really like random and whatever, like any standard banner, any game. But in this game now we have wishlist. Okay, so you can choose characters you want to get, even if you don't have them. Like I don't have Charlotte, I believe, and I can still choose Charlotte on the banner. You see, unowned Charlotte, and I could choose her. So the first, if you reroll, you want to make sure you select your wish list, and you have 4 champions you want to focus on. So even though you start the game with Morgan, and Morgan is absolutely the best character in the game, and you want to make sure that on your select list, you select here Morgan. Because you need at least 4 copies of Morgan. I mean, 1 main copy and 3 additional, so you want to take her to C3. So Morgan is gonna be your debuffer and decrease turn meter to the enemies. She is a must and you have to take her to C3 as your priority. So Morgan is your main unit you want to go for. She is excellent and normally she will place decrease defense and damage taken up just on skill 1. But once you take her to Chivalry 3, what you can see, Squall of Thorns, skill enhancement changes activation condition to when attacking. So then it triggers in every single skill basically. So this is Squall of Thorns. When attacking, 100% chance to inflict defense decrease 2 for 2 turns and damage taken increase 3 for 2 turns. So that's very important you consider that. That's very important. Otherwise, that's gonna be selling when using skill 1. Okay, so that's very important. Still is very powerful, don't get me wrong, even without any chivalries. But select your Morgan so you have her here. And also if you're rerolling, make sure you try to reroll for Morgan. Now we need DPS. And so, but before we go to DPS, actually I want to talk about Nika. Nika is absolutely broken healer that increases your attack too. She is very good, so you want to make sure you grab her. And she's another focus that you really want to take her to C8. So you really need total of 9 copies, main copy plus 8. So you're taking her to C8, she gives you so much healing, she gives you increased attack. She also, when you're using skill 3, gives you pierce increase 1. Once this is, very, very, very good. So definitely, and also at the start of the battle, she does other stuff which are really good. gives you some hit accuracy, some effect resistance, quick strike resistance, which is good for arena. She is great, but you need some chivalries into her to make her activate. But basically, all her power comes from her chivalry, which is activated at chivalry 8. Additional skill effect for Spirit Art Blessing, we'll get there in a minute. 100% chance to grant Spirit Parade to each ally except yourself for the rest of the battle. So without C8, this is only for 2 turns. Right, so this will, at the start of the battle, you get 100% independent chance to grant Spirit Parade to each ally except yourself for the rest of the battle. Otherwise, that's gonna be for 2 turns, and this activates for at Chivalry 3. This is added. 100% independent chance to grant Spirit Parade to each ally except yourself for 2 turns. So that activates this, basically Spirit Parade activates at C3, but C8 is for the rest of the battle. So it's very strong. And what that gives you, it gives everyone except Nika extra vigor every turn. So it's basically like you're having vigor set on every character. It's amazing. Bear in mind, she doesn't get extra vigor because she gets vigor at C4. Natural vigor charge +1. So she will have extra vigor anyway. So this is very strong character that will make your team building exceptionally easy. She is second best character, or maybe it's even, you could consider her better than Morgan, but probably Morgan is still better because decreasing enemies defense and placing debuff increase damage taken is so good. Now the third champion is gonna be DPS. Now there are 2 choices. Well, we had 3 choices. First, when game was launched, Bedivere was the king. But then Ivere was released very like straight away as a first limited champion. And she is better than Bedivere a lot, but she needs a lot of investment. And that's not gonna be easy when you start playing the game. But then we had Caliburn Arthur. And Caliburn Arthur is the best DPS in the game. Ivere can, in some situations, compete with him, but he's the best. And also, he is easy to build, and you don't need as many copies on him. Now, it's nice to get more copies, because they are very, like, C1 is massive for this guy, right? C3 is big for this guy too. Like, if you can take him to C5, it's great. That is a good stopping point. But definitely, now on your select list, you want Caliburn Arthur, you want Nika, and you want Morgan. So these are 3 most important champions. So if you can reroll and at least get Caliburn Arthur even 1 copy, and Nika 1 copy, and have Morgan, because you start with her, that is a really strong foundation of your account straight away. So these are mainly 3 characters you want to focus on your reroll, and also in acquiring their chivalries. Now you have more places, and to be honest, it's not that impactful, because if you have 3 of those, that would be really very strong. But I would add Anya as your 4th slot, because she's again really strong, and you want to take her to C4, and she will help you with a lot of content. Her power comes with her counterattack skill. So she, with Chivalry 4, now every time she counters with this massive passive nuke. And so very strong. And she scales with resistance, so you can get a lot of resistance, so you can also resist some debuffs. And that, for every effect resistance, she gets 2% attack. That means if you have to, let's say, 100 effect resistance, she will have 200% more attack on this torrent of mana passive. Really good one too. So that's basically it. Now I will be doing more guides, for beginner guides, on this game. So please make sure that you subscribe to this channel to stay in the loop and up to date with my videos. I'll be helping new players, so definitely check this out. And also we have our tier list. If you go to mightyzoo.co, or there's the link in the description of the video, you can find information about all the champions, I mean the tier list. So that's really good tier list, so just check this out. Thank you very much, guys. Like this video, leave a comment, and don't forget to share this video with your
father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.